Good evening, everyone. My name is Dylan O'Neill, and it's my honor and privilege to stand here before all of you. Welcome to Berkshire Healthcare System's 2018 Profiles in Care Awards. I'd like to start off by giving thanks to a few key people in my life and many others in our company. First, to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who has allowed me to be here before you by his grace today. I'd also like to thank President Bill Jones for asking me to speak tonight, as well as the Bourne Manor staff and residents who have encouraged me and inspired me these past 3 years, and who nominated me for a Profiles in Care Award for stewardship in 2017. I'd also like to thank Berkshire Healthcare for enabling me to move from becoming a diet aide and a cook to becoming a licensed practical nurse through their Stepping Stones program. If you're thinking of it, you should do it. They've really had a huge impact on my life. It's been life-changing for me, so thank you for that. Tonight's a night to recognize and to celebrate the dedication that you have all shown, not only to our company, but to those who have been entrusted to our care. Your effort tonight doesn't go unnoticed, so thank you for what you're doing. My goal tonight is twofold: to leave you feeling empowered with a view that will help motivate you and help you to continue on doing the selfless work that you do each day, and to remind you of the danger of having a task-oriented mind. But before I get there, I'd like to just share with you my story and how receiving the Profiling Care Award has challenged me to do my best daily. Before I started to work at Bourne Manor, I was working for a well-known supermarket retailer for many years while pursuing a degree in electrical engineering. They're currently on strike right now. Towards the end of my engineering education, I participated in a year-long internship where I worked for a worldwide pharmaceutical company, and in that company I worked for the Control Systems Engineering Department. Throughout the course of my studies and during the course of this internship that I thought would be akin to my dream job, I found myself feeling unsatisfied with how my life was going. I was making more money than ever before, and I was using my knowledge and skills to make a difference. But I found that I was missing something very important: the human connection. I wanted to work at something that made a direct, measurable impact, making the lives of people better each day. For me, sitting behind a desk simply designing, troubleshooting, and problem solving wouldn't do it. I ended up leaving school and began looking at fields that would allow me to have a more direct role on positively impacting someone's life, ultimately leaving me with that missing personal relationship. Being inspired by my grandmother, who was a nurse for many years, and my interest in the medical field, which caused me to pursue engineering in the first place, I decided to become a nurse. I then started looking at companies that took an interest and placed a value on their employees while serving the needs of patients that was consistent with my own worldview. The company I found was Berkshire Healthcare Systems, more specifically Bourne Manor. I then found that BHCS was willing to send select employees to school for nursing, so I ended up applying, and I received a job in the kitchen as a dietary aide. I threw myself wholeheartedly into my work, never losing sight of my end goal of becoming a nurse. I quickly made friends with many coworkers, and I was blessed with forming relationships around the residents around me. Life was going good, and then my dietary director decided to promote me and train me to be a cook. The short story of what happened was that one day we experienced a dietary software crisis that led us to almost shut down. And I ended up designing a plan rolled out across all BHCS affiliates to ensure that appropriate diet tray tickets, residents' preferences, and meal needs were delivered to residents in the event of a system failure happening in the future. The rest you know is history. My supervisor and other staff members nominated me for the Profiling Care Award in 2017 for stewardship. It was amazing to be recognized in that way and to receive the accolades and congratulations from the team members in my facility. I've never been a part of a company that had taken the time to award employees, and it was remarkable to see. Since winning the award, I've tried to communicate and tried to continue to act as a role model in my facility, motivating and empowering my colleagues to do for others as you would have them do for you. My point, if you see a need and you have the power to act, you should do it, because it will bless you and it will bless someone else in return. Your work and attitude matters, but before we get there, I just want to pose to you guys 2 questions. Who are we as a company, and what does that say about you? We may all come from different backgrounds, different cultures, hold different creeds or beliefs, but we can all rally together under the core values that guide the direction of BHCS. The core set of values I'm sure you're all aware of because you're all sitting here in front of me. But if you manage to slip by without hearing them, you're going to hear them again. They're integrity, compassion, excellence, teamwork, and stewardship. And it's my opinion that we must begin with stewardship as it provides a framework in which we can practice all the other core values. The definition of stewardship, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the conducting, supervising, or managing of something, especially the careful and responsible management of something that's entrusted to one's care. Did you guys catch the end of that? The careful, responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. When we realize that the job that we perform is not just completed to move another meal through the hall, to complete the laundry for the day, or even get through MedPass, but rather that these tasks have been entrusted to us because our residents are no longer able to complete them, then we're able to act on this firm foundation of stewardship and use it to care for our residents through our teamwork, our excellence in skills and knowledge, compassion, and finally integrity, all focused on a person-centered care delivery mindset. Now, if we're honest with each other, there are times where we love our jobs, and there are times when this is not so. Every day we come to work and we face different challenges, yet we must continue to overcome these challenges for the sake of our residents. During the tough times, like when someone calls out last minute, leaving you short-staffed, or you've been working hard for days and the weekend or your vacation seems to forever be out of your reach, it's super easy to have that task-oriented mindset rather than the holistic person-centered mindset that we all should have. If you take nothing else from my speech tonight, please take this. The whole reason that we do what we do is because there's a person on the other side of the problem, on the other side of the to-do list. The patient isn't just a number, a diet, or a list of diagnoses and problems. They're a person who deserves our time, respect, compassion, and acknowledgement. Never underestimate the power of human connection. Lou Buscaglia said that all too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which that have the potential to turn around a life. This is of the utmost importance that we remember, but by your presence here tonight, I know that you've resisted the temptation of having a person. Forgive me, I'm nervous. I know that you've resisted the temptation of having a task-oriented mindset, and that you continue to have the holistic mindset because you've all been demonstrating the values that are central to our company. So I encourage you to continue the example and the excellence that you've demonstrated to your fellow staff and our residents. Never forget to place integrity and compassion into your work. As Mother Teresa said, it's not about how much you do, but how much love you put into the doing. If you do that, your resident will always be safe, well cared for, and feel as if they are still a person at the end of the day when they're in their weakest moments. Be the caregiver that you would want to have as a resident, and take that moment to continue going the extra mile. It really makes a huge difference, as I'm sure you're all aware, in their lives, your coworkers' lives, or in a family member's lives. And you'll never regret this choice. And we might even see you back here again, so there's that. I'd like to thank you all again for the time giving me to speak. As I said in the beginning, I'd like to leave you something to reflect upon, to empower you during the hard moments that we're all going to face moving forward when we're tempted to have a task-oriented mindset. You guys are an example to your coworkers, and through your actions, you exemplify the core values of integrity, compassion, excellence, teamwork, and stewardship. That is who you are, and that's who we are as a company. Continue to walk in this, remember it, and share with others that there's a person at the other end of the problem. And finally, I'd like to share a poem with you that was read aloud to me in nursing school by my instructor, Mrs. Shaw. It was written by an elderly woman in a geriatric long-term care facility and was found among her possessions after she walked away. It's titled, "See Me." And while it's written towards nurses, it can equally be said about any of us, whether you work in the kitchen, housekeeping, maintenance, activities, whether you're an aide on the floor or you're an administrator or manager. And if I forgot anybody, forgive me, I wrote this last minute. So here's the poem titled, "See Me." What do you see, nurses? What do you see? Are you thinking when you look at me? A crabby old woman, not very wise, uncertain of habit with faraway eyes, who dribbles her food and makes no reply when you say in a loud voice, "I do wish you'd try," who seems not to notice the things that you do and forever is losing a stocking or shoe, who unresisting or not lets you do as you will while bathing and feeding the long day to fill. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you see? Then open your eyes, nurse, you're looking at me. I'll tell you who I am as I sit here so still, as I rise at your bidding, as I eat at your will. I'm a small child of 10 with a father and mother, brothers and sisters who love one another. A young girl of 16 with wings on her feet, dreaming that soon now a lover she'll meet. A bride soon at 20, my heart gives a leap, remembering the vows that I promised to keep. At 25 now I have young of my own who need me to build a secure and happy home. A woman of 30, my young now grow fast, bound to each other with ties that should last. At 40, my young sons have grown and are gone, but my man's beside me to see I don't mourn. At 50 once more, babies play around my knee. Again, we know children, my loved one and me. Dark days are upon me, my husband is dead. I look at the future, I shudder with dread. For my young are all rearing, young of their own, and I think of the years and the love that I've known. I'm an old woman now, and nature is cruel. 'Tis her just to make old age look like a fool. The body is crumbled, grace and vigor depart. There is now a stone where once I had heart. But inside this old carcass, a young girl still dwells. Now and again, my battered heart swells. I remember the joys, I remember the pain, and I'm loving and living life over again. I think of the years, all too few, gone too fast, and accept the stark fact that nothing can last. So I open your eyes, nurses, open and see. Not a crabby old woman. Look closer, nurses, you're looking at me. My wish and prayer for all of you as you continue on in the work that you do is to never be afraid to learn something new and to always remember that there's a person. There's a person right in front of you. Congratulations, Profiles in Care 2018 award winners. Let us take our knowledge and skills and continue to apply them as dedicated, professional, and strong members of the integrated Berkshire Healthcare team. I know you can do it as you're already doing it. Continue on that. I believe in you. Thank you.